Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Now that you're here, we can begin to talk about the character who has been done the dirtiest in the Culling Game arc. Someone who can simultaneously be in the top 5 Jujutsu sorcerers and also is primarily known for having sex with Yuji's dad and getting killed by surprise. So I'd like to try discussing the traits that make Kenjaku one of the greatest sorcerers in history to balance out the memes and downplay. First off, much like Tengen and Sukuna, Kenjaku has lived for over 1,000 years. However, unlike the two of them, Kenjaku personally lived through that entire period, living several lives in new bodies, whereas Sukuna was essentially sealed for the vast majority of that period, and Tengen was isolated within his temple, thus negating the practical experience associated with living that long. This granted Kenjaku the ability to live at least 10 different lives with their own cursed techniques and memories. Kenjaku has also been shown to disregard morality and is extremely concerned with curiosity, as he would commit horrible atrocities and vile experiments to learn things that people of history would never resort to, thus granting Kenjaku the best knowledge and perspective in the series, and this translates into his interpretation of Jujutsu. Kenjaku is stated to be one of the only people who can match Tengen in barrier usage, matching 1,000 years of consistent practice, and we know that Kenjaku has an unprecedented mental CPU, as he is able to wield several curse techniques at the same time. While wielding more than one technique within a body isn't completely unique to Kenjaku, it is worth noting that Sukuna is only able to do so due to Kenjaku's demonstration. Kenjaku's talent in manipulating barriers is showcased perfectly in his battle against Yuki Tsukumo, when he opens a domain with no barrier and is able to strip Yuki's simple domain and heavily injure her in less than 10 seconds before Tengen could intervene. Being able to open a barrierless domain is considered to be a divine technique in Jujutsu, and to be able to strip away a special grade sorcerer's simple domain in moments easily places Kenjaku above every domain in the series except possibly Sukuna when it comes to application and talent. However, there are domains with more powerful effects, such as Gojo's Unlimited Void. It quickly becomes apparent that this is a running theme with Kenjaku's character. He will almost always be more knowledgeable and skilled than whoever he's compared to, but he fundamentally lacks innate talent and overall power level. Essentially, he's always having to compensate for his lack of overwhelming power, and it seems that this is the primary reason why he remains extremely underrated. To provide evidence for my statement praising Kenjaku's skill, I will point out that among the entire cast of Jujutsu Kaisen, Kenjaku alone is the only character capable of executing a domain, maximum technique, and curse technique reversal. Even Sukuna and Gojo have yet to demonstrate all three of these abilities, considered to be the pinnacle of Jujutsu. And to further add to Kenjaku's credibility, not only is he the only one to execute all three of these techniques, but he also uses them in ways completely unique to him. He is the only character in the series to use their own body as a barrier for their domain expansion, the only character to manipulate the properties of a maximum technique, and the only character to apply a technique that wasn't their original innate technique to a domain's barrier. These facts solidify Kenjaku's place as the most well-rounded and flexible character at manipulating the many different expressions of high-level jujutsu. Kenjaku has also been shown to have a particular eye for potential, as he was able to correctly assess the limitations that Yuta Akatsu faced from his over-reliance on Rika in Jujutsu Kaisen 0 that he had to train for a long time to overcome. In addition, he was able to accurately predict Higuruma's Gojo level talent, and throughout his entire life having to battle multiple limitless Six Eyes users and survive the Heian era, he can confidently say he's never met anyone on Sukuna's level, which indicates that Kenjaku can look past the overwhelming power of the limitless technique and firmly understand that Sukuna's talent and power can overcome an ability that's essentially unbeatable. Kenjaku also states that he cannot make something with greater potential than himself, which is interesting to note due to both Gojo and Uraume appraising Yuji to have potential to surpass Gojo and Sukuna respectively. Kenjaku's physical stats aren't as weak as some might think. He isn't overly reliant on curse techniques. He has inherited Geto's body, which already ranks in the high tiers of the verse, and then he is able to react to black holes that were created while clinging to his leg. He was able to survive multiple attacks from Yuki's Star Rage, which could one-shot special grades and transcend concepts. And he was able to hold his own in a battle against Yuki and Choso at the same time, with the tactical advantage being in their favor. And when this battle was settled, he considered it to only be a fun warm-up. Kenjaku was also able to turn the tables on Takaba's technique Comedian, and was nearly able to defeat him using his own innate technique, which is an extremely impressive feat due to the fact that the Comedian technique is a reality warping ability stated to be able to defeat Gojo. Kenjaku's ability to handle anything doesn't end there. Through the orchestration revelation of the Shibuya incident and the creation of Yuji, Kenjaku has proven that he could overcome even Gojo and Sukuna if that was his primary goal. And through the creation of the Culling Games, we learn that there is no one in the series who can manipulate the properties of barriers and binding vows at the level Kenjaku routinely showcases. At one point, he was even able to enter a cursed realm to interact with others spiritually, and it's interesting to note that even before obtaining Geto's body, he had survived an encounter with every single incarnated sorcerer, including Kashimo, Sukuna, and Angel. Kenjaku also displays a strange ability to predict the future. Between tracking Jin Itadori's soul, finding Mahito, and obtaining Geto's body, all of which was made possible due to the random birth of Toji, it seems that there may be something more to Kenjaku's ability to plan, as at certain points it seems to border on omniscience. In conclusion, Kenjaku is certainly the most knowledgeable and flexible sorcerer, who not only enjoys the most techniques in the series, but also the ability to push each of his techniques to their utmost potential, oftentimes using them even better than their original wielders. And despite him not being cut out to battle on the level of calamities like Gojo or Sukuna, he is still worth praising as quite possibly the most accomplished sorcerer in history. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you join the discussion in the comments and tell me what you think about Jujutsu Kaisen's mad scientist. But either way, I hope you stay safe and take it easy.